Tony, how is it looking at AirAsia amid doom and gloom in the aviation sector?
Well, it's tough. I don't think we can say anything else but that. But we buttoned down, locked down our costs. We've closed down the operation for a month. We hope to start reopening for sales in the middle of April. And we have lots of ideas to get going again. But it's going to be an uphill slog, but we remain optimistic. And we're lucky that we kind of moved a lot of our business into the digital format. As more people transact online, we're able to capitalize on that.
A lot of questions about the future for AirAsia X, the long-haul carrier, which has already been reeling from pain and in losses even before the pandemic struck. I mean, what are the plans for AirAsia X now?
Well, we were rationalizing a lot of the fleet anyway, and most of our flights have become medium haul. So really, it was a little more of an extension of AirAsia. Actually, AirAsia X was doing very well pre-COVID over the last fourth quarter and the beginning of January. So again, we're changing the fleet. We're bringing down routes to a shorter distance. And we think we will be beneficiaries in some way because as people want to save some money, when we return a low-cost product, maybe more viable. And we think in the immediate future, travel will be very regional and won't be cross-continental. So again, AirAsia is in a good spot for both of those, both AirAsia and AirAsia X.
Tony, it's Yvonne in Hong Kong. Thanks so much for joining us. Yeah, has mentioned the gloom and doom in the industry right now. And of course, we got to look to you for some type of silver lining. Are oil prices that silver lining? Do you think that that's going to help you, the collapse in oil, to offset the drop in air travel? Or given how you're hedged right now, it's actually the opposite?
Yeah, I mean, we're restructuring our hedges. So that oil is less of an issue right now. But obviously, oil could be $5 if there's no demand, then it makes no difference. But obviously, oil being where it is, does help. I think crack has also come down. And as we return to flying, that will offset some of the drop in demand. But, you know, travel will return. I've been through many, many crises. This is obviously the worst. I mean, we've had SARS, we've had bird flu, we've had tsunamis. This is no doubt the most difficult. But travel will remain. And I think at every crisis, we at AirAsia have always benefited from growth in market share. Obviously, competition will drop off a little bit. Capacity will drop off. And so it'll balance out. But we feel our cost structure is robust enough and we're restructuring some more that we think the business is very, very viable.
As of last year, your net cash position at AirAsia was 2.2 billion ringgit, Tony. Do you think that this is enough to weather the current challenging environment, or are you going to be seeking some type of bailout?
Well, no bailout. We don't need a bailout. Obviously, many airlines are looking at loans. We think the cash lasts us for the most part of this year. And if sales return, then we're okay. But it would be great to get a loan as well, and we're working on that with our government. But yeah, we think liquidity is available in Malaysia and Thailand, etc. So if need be, we'll call down on those lines. But we have enough cash to last us quite a while at the moment.
Not too long ago, people were talking about the possibility of a merger between AirAsia and Malaysian Airlines. Given current circumstances, is that a possibility? Is that likely? Is that even being talked about?
Not that I'm aware of. So I think we're just focused on getting ourselves in order. It hasn't been mentioned to me at the moment.
Is it something you would consider, Tony?
I mean, I think, it's, I've never ever looked at M&A as a solution. We've always focused on ourselves to make us strong enough. But, at this time, we've got to keep all options open. But it's not being discussed at the moment. I think it'd be very silly of me and our board, etc., to close all options. But it's not being discussed at the moment.
Talk to us about your fleet plan now with the pandemic hitting the industry. I mean, you delayed your deliveries of the A330. What are the plans going forward in the quarters ahead?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's $1 million question. We have a large order book with Airbus. We have an interesting relationship with Airbus. It's hard to be talking about new aircraft right now when demand is what it is. But we'll have to see. But I think all airlines, I don't think any airline is looking at growth right now. It's about hunkering down, being positive, and bouncing back when all these lockdowns come out and we begin to beat this virus, which eventually will happen. I remain very confident and optimistic that business will come back. But I don't think growth will come back for a while. So I can't see many airlines taking new planes for growth for a while. And that's something we'll have to discuss and are in discussions with Airbus at the moment.
Is there any consideration now of switching your A330 orders for 787s now?
No. Right now, while we have an interesting relationship with Airbus, they're very much our partner. And so we continue with that fleet at the moment. But as I said, whether you have Boeing, Airbus, I can't see anyone taking deliveries for a while. It's the airline industry has to recover. There'll be new capacity. Numbers, capacity will come down. Business models will change. The world is changing. But we're prepared, and you can put your head in the sand and cry, or you can get up there and do something. We're lucky that we restructured our business a lot and started moving to the digital end of the business. So we have some ideas there. But we remain optimistic. It's always better to have more cash than less cash, but we have enough at the moment, and we'll be hoping to raise some. It's about getting our planes flying again. That's the most important thing right now. Growth will come later.
Tony, is the Malaysian government doing enough to help the aviation sector right now? We've heard the likes of CAPA saying that many carriers could go bankrupt by the end of May if governments won't help. Is there more that they can do?
I think Malaysian government, like every other government, have so much on their plate right now. We obviously see it from various angles because we have airlines in Thailand and Malaysia and Indonesia, Philippines, and Japan and India. The government's first call was the people and those that are most at need. And I think they're going industry by industry. And we've made our representations to government, and I'm sure in the not too distant future, something will come out. So I think they're doing an incredible job in this period right now. It's unprecedented. And the good thing is they're listening to the aviation industry as well. It's a big contributor to the Malaysian economy. Tourism is 13.8% of GDP. AirAsia itself is 1.8% of that GDP. So, we're sure that some of our suggestions will be listened to.
Tony, can you talk to us about the JV with Tata?
Yeah, I mean, we're India's locked down. JV is going good. We've got 28 planes in there. We were good between us and Tata. We were able to raise some extra lines. So India's got lots of cash right now. We've been waiting for international approval, though that's not very relevant at the moment, as India has banned international flights. So,
do you think, Tony, that at some point Tata will have to choose between AirAsia and Singapore Airlines?
I don't know. That one you'll have to ask Tata. But I mean, I think like many of their businesses, they have premium and they have low cost. So, that's never been discussed with us for Tata. We have very good relationships.
Tony, before you go, tell us a little bit more about the other units of your business. I mean, obviously you have Big Pay, you have restaurants, you have teleport. I mean, are those types of segments doing a little bit better?
Yeah, our cargo business is very strong, obviously, apart from humanitarian, where we have a huge demand. We're doing routes that we've never done before. We're partnering with many airlines. And our digital business is doing very, very well. I mean, that's the shining light at the moment. Run by Irene Omar, we're trying to scale up. And the beauty is we don't burn a lot of cash on that side. So we're growing it slowly but steadily. We're far away from many others, but maybe this COVID gives us a chance to catch up. But Teleport is doing very well. We're doing a lot of social selling. And our e-commerce platform, we're coming up with a campaign called Save Our Shops to allow retailers who've never had the chance to sell online to come online on airasia.com and start selling their goods.